Ultra-processed food rewires your brain. And if you've ever looked down at an empty bag and thought, I don't even remember eating that, you're not broken, you're being out-engineered. Here's the wild part. The NIH literally locked people in a controlled setting and fed them 2 diets for 14 days each, one ultra-processed, one minimally processed. Same calories offered, similar macros, similar sugar, sodium, and even fiber. On the ultra-processed diet, people ate more and gained weight in just 2 weeks. Then they switched to the unprocessed diet and lost about the same amount, again, in 2 weeks. So this isn't just willpower. This is your environment and your biology getting hacked, and today we're giving you a 14-day plan to hack it back. This is a longevity video, not a purity contest. We're going to rewire cravings, reduce food noise, and build a way of eating that still works when life gets messy. If you want practical, evidence-based longevity strategies, tap like and subscribe. And check the description later for the quick checklist, the tools, and our longevity compass book. Now let's define the villain accurately, so we don't accidentally cancel your frozen peas. Ultra-processed doesn't mean anything in a package. Ultra-processed foods, UPFs, are typically industrial formulations. Foods broken down into substances, modified, and reassembled with additives like flavors, sweeteners, emulsifiers, and texture agents to be shelf-stable and extremely easy to eat. Translation: engineered for profit and palatability, not satiety. If the ingredient list looks like it could summon a minor demon, that's usually a clue. And before the comment section starts shadowboxing, not all UPFs are equally bad. Some packaged foods can be perfectly reasonable in context, especially if they help you eat more protein or fiber consistently. But certain categories are repeat offenders. Sugary drinks, chips and crackers, candy, packaged baked goods, fast food style ready meals. And they don't just taste good, they stack the deck using a few predictable mechanisms. Mechanism 1 is hyper-palatability. Combinations that are rare in nature but common in modern snack physics. Fat plus refined carbs, carbs plus salt, add flavorings, add crunch, add melt in your mouth. Your brain didn't evolve around fat and sugar at the same time with a salt boost and a crunch soundtrack. That's not food, that's a product demo. Mechanism 2 is speed. UPFs tend to require less chewing, go down faster, and deliver calories before your fullness signals catch up. In that NIH trial, people ate faster on the ultra-processed diet. When calories arrive fast, satiety arrives late, and your body basically says, okay cool, we already did that. Mechanism 3 is energy density. Many UPFs pack a lot of calories into a small volume, which makes accidental overeating ridiculously easy. Mechanism 4 is the cue loop. Same time, same couch, same show, same crinkly bag, and your brain ends up learning that cue equals reward. And yes, there's an ongoing scientific debate about food addiction. But some people show addiction-like patterns with certain UPFs. Craving, loss of control, continuing despite negative outcomes. It's not a DSM diagnosis, but the pattern is real for a subset. Mechanism 5, your gut responds quickly to diet changes. Within days, your microbiome can shift, along with appetite signaling and inflammation patterns. So what's the solution? You don't try harder. You change the inputs that are training your cravings. And here's why 14 days is a sweet spot. 2 weeks is long enough for habit loops to weaken, for your palate to calm down, and for your environment to stop triggering you every 5 minutes. Also, taste receptor cells turn over on roughly a 10 to 14-day cycle, which may help explain why many people report that ultra-sweet foods start tasting aggressively sweet after a reset. Not everyone experiences that, but enough people do that it's worth using as fuel. Now, the 14-day ultra-processed food detox. Think of this like a reboot, not a life sentence. Day 0 is prep day, and it's the highest ROI move you will make. Because cravings are often cue-driven, and if the cue is gone, the craving has nowhere to land. Your job today is to remove or quarantine the big 5 triggers. Sugary drinks, candy, chocolate snacks, chips, crackers, sweet baked goods or dessert cereals, and fast food, ready meals. Quarantine means, put them in a hard-to-reach place, or a closed bin, or give them to someone who is not currently trying to rewire their dopamine system. Your future self will thank you. Your future self is tired. Then you stock, automatic foods, things you can assemble in minutes. Eggs, Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, rotisserie chicken, canned fish, frozen vegetables, bagged salad, beans and lentils, fruit, nuts, olive oil, salsa, oats, microwavable rice or potatoes. Notice the theme: protein, fiber, and convenience without the engineered triggers. We're not trying to become a homesteader, we're trying to become harder to derail. Days 1 through 3 are the withdrawal window. Not dramatic, not miserable, just a period where your brain realizes the usual fireworks aren't showing up. Rule 1. Protein anchors every meal. Aim for a solid protein serving at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because protein reduces hunger and makes your cravings negotiate from a weaker position. Rule 2. A fiber floor at every meal. At least one high-fiber plant each time you eat: berries, beans, oats, vegetables, chia or flax. Rule 3. No liquid sugar. This is the fastest dopamine loop, and it keeps cravings alive even if your meals are perfect. Rule 4. Do not undereat. Hunger is not a personality trait, and white-knuckling usually ends with a snack apocalypse at 9:47 p.m. Now the craving rescue sequence, because cravings aren't moral failures, they're waves. First, drink water or unsweet tea. Second, eat a protein plus fiber snack. Greek yogurt with berries, an apple with peanut butter, tuna with something crunchy that isn't a neon chip dust delivery system. Third, set a 10-minute timer and move. A short walk, dishes, anything that breaks the cue loop. If you still want something sweet, choose a planned whole food sweet. Fruit plus yogurt, dark chocolate in a measured amount. Not the family-size bag that mysteriously becomes personal size. Days 4 through 7 are the palate reboot. This is where food starts tasting better again, and your brain stops screaming for maximum stimulation. Your mission this week is to build defaults, meals you can repeat without thinking. Add flavor without UPFs, citrus, vinegar, garlic, herbs, spices, mustard, salsa, hot sauce with a simple label. We're not removing pleasure, we're removing the chemical chaos that makes pleasure unstable. Use swap strategies that keep the ritual but change the substance. If you always had chips while watching a show, keep the show in the bowl, change what's in it. Chips become air-popped popcorn or roasted chickpeas. Ice cream becomes a Greek yogurt bowl with berries, cinnamon, and chopped nuts. Sugary cereal becomes oats with berries and nuts. Fast food becomes a burger bowl, ground meat, potatoes or rice, a big salad, pickles, and a sauce you recognize. And if your brain says, this isn't the same, you say, correct. That's the point. We're not recreating the drug, we're exiting the relationship. Days 8 through 14 are the rewire phase. Now we remove the sneaky UPFs and tighten the rules without getting weird. Here's the simplest label rule I know. If it has a long ingredient list and you wouldn't keep those ingredients at home, it's probably a UPF. Also watch for industrial cue words like hydrogenated oils, modified starches, maltodextrin, flavorings, and long chains of emulsifiers and thickeners. Context matters, so don't panic, but do notice patterns. Now use the 3-meal template to make this stupidly easy. Meal A is protein plus vegetables plus a starch, salmon, broccoli, potatoes. Meal B is a big salad bowl, greens, beans, chicken, olive oil, salt, and something acidic like lemon. Meal C is a stir-fry, eggs or tofu or meat, frozen veg, rice, and a simple sauce. If you want a snack, keep it boring in the best way. Fruit, yogurt, nuts in a measured portion, cottage cheese, leftover protein. By the end of 2 weeks, many people notice 3 big changes. Less food noise, more stable energy, easier satiety. And yes, often a modest shift in weight or waist, especially if UPFs were a major calorie source. Not because you tried harder, but because you removed the triggers that made stopping difficult. Now the part that makes you a scientist instead of a victim. On day 15, reintroduce one old UPF item on purpose. Not a binge, a test. Eat it, then observe. Does it taste too sweet? Do you want more immediately? Do cravings spike tomorrow? That information is gold. Because it tells you which foods are normal foods for you, and which foods are basically a slot machine with seasoning. Now, big credibility moment. This plan is not, never eat packaged foods again. It's, remove engineered triggers long enough to reset your baseline. Once your cravings calm down, you can choose your 80/20ths with a clearer brain. And longevity is about trends, not perfection. If you want the checklist for day 0, the 14-day structure, and the simple meal templates, check the description. Don't forget our longevity compass book is linked in the description for you. Feel free to drop a comment that says, Day 0 inches if you're starting this week. And tell us which is the hardest ultra-processed food for you to quit: chips, sweets, soda, or healthy snack bars that somehow have the satiety of air. Please like and subscribe if you found any of this helpful. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.